Round one of the PGA Championship at Bethpage Black. Tiger Woods finishing up his backside, which is the front side of Bethpage. Started out rough. Couple double bogeys. Went out in 38, but came back and has really heated up. A couple birdies, an eagle, just gave one back on number 5. You add it all up, 2 double bogeys, an eagle, 3 birdies, a bogey, and it's even par on the day for Tiger Woods. And when his first round is complete or near to it, we're going to talk with Michael Collins live from Bethpage, breaking down Tiger's roller coaster first round. To hoops. Much was made of D. Wade sublimating his game and his ego to win championships in Miami with LeBron. How about Steph Curry, 2-time MVP who gave up shots to play with KD? Well, Durant, of course, now is hurt, and Curry has gone back into alpha dog mode. 69 points over his last 6 quarters. Rachel Nichols sat down with Steph this week. Here's an excerpt from that interview.
Curry taking the 3, rattles it down. What a shot by Steph Curry! He's taken over here in the 4th. This guy's something else.
There is this lightness that you guys have been playing with since really the end of that Game 5 against Houston, Game 6, the beginning of this Blazers series. It does remind a lot of people of 2015, 2016. Does it feel that way to you?
With our core, obviously, without K, we have to play differently, and we have to kind of highlight what everybody's strengths are and do it by committee. Nobody, it's weird to say, gave us a shot to said we shouldn't have won the Houston series or whatever the case is. So, again, confidence and trust in each other to be able to make that adjustment on the fly. And we'll do it again when KD gets back in terms of the team that we want to be to win a championship.
You did hear from Houston the entire season. Oh, the Rockets were up 3-2 in last year's conference finals, and Chris Paul went down, and Rockets would have beaten the Warriors otherwise.
For sure. I know they have a slogan, run it back, and the whole vibe of like, play the what if game, all you want to.
The Golden State Warriors put away the Houston Rockets.
You take a little satisfaction out of the way things went down.
You saw the way we celebrated for the conference semis. You saw the way we celebrated. That was for a reason.
Seth Curry and his brother Steph become the first brother combination to ever face each other in a conference final.
I know that you guys have played games against each other plenty before,
yeah.
But you've been to a series this high stakes before. He hasn't. This is the biggest moment of his career, and you're his big brother. You want him to do well. So when he's running down the court and launches a shot, what are you thinking? I hope it goes in. I hope it doesn't go in. Where's your brain at?
Let's just put it this way. When he's on defense, I could care less because I need to get my buckets up and score. Like when I was guarding him yesterday, he had a corner 3 in front of our bench, and it's such a mixed fit. Like I can't really turn it off, to be honest. I really is like, all right, I'll be okay if he makes this one. I'm gonna still contest really hard, so it looks good on film. But I might be okay with him making it. It's weird. It's a weird vibe. It's the best way to explain it. I can't turn off that human nature in that moment to root for him, even though I know it'll hurt me if he's playing well.
The full conversation will run on The Jump and NBA Countdown. Steph tied his playoff career high with 9 threes Tuesday, in part because of the way the Blazers defended the pick and roll with Curry. According to Second Spectrum, Curry made 5 threes when coming off a pick in Game 1, his second most in a playoff game in the Steve Kerr era. And oftentimes Curry was left open when coming off the pick because of where the screen defender was located. Perfect example. This play, middle of the 3rd, Curry gets the ball, immediately guarded by Damian Lillard. Kevon Looney comes and sets the pick right here, which frees up Curry and splash. And his Cantor still in the paint, a long ways away. Not a great defender, and that's batting practice for Steph Curry. Carrie?
Nice, David. I like it. All right, Ramona Shelburne joins us. She is where she needs to be. That is in Oakland. So talk about this. Despite the win on Tuesday and how good it looked for this Warriors team on paper, you spoke with Steve Kerr, and he's actually concerned for his team heading into Game 2. Why is that?
Well, I spoke with Steve Kerr yesterday, and he's, I said, how you doing? And he goes, I'm a little worried. And I go, why are you worried? It was a rout the last game. And he said, frankly, he goes, human nature. This team that he's been coaching for 5 years, their biggest opponent has always been themselves. But he's actually worried about the Portland Trailblazers in this case because, as he said, this is a high character team. This is the team with high character individuals. They're a proud team that's worked really hard to get back to this stage. And with Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, and he pointed out Terry Stotts, the head coach there, and he has a lot of respect for this team. He doesn't expect them to just lay down after that game one. This is a team that came off an emotional 7-game series against Denver and needed time to readjust before they got back again against the Warriors. Now they've been here a day. They've seen them. They'll get into this series, this game.
Yeah, that's an accurate description in terms of a high-character team. We've seen them fight back. So now the Warriors will be without Kevin Durant tonight. Let's talk about it. He will be reevaluated today for the first time since the injury. What more can you tell us about how he is recovering?
Yeah, Carrie, I was leaving the practice court yesterday, and Kevin Durant, hours after all of us had left, but we were sticking around because we were taping some TV stuff. He came out of the locker room with some green and blue flip-flops, and he was walking slow, okay? I would say he had a slight limp still. It wasn't a pronounced limp like it was before, but there was a slight limp, and he hasn't done anything on the basketball court from what I understand. He's just done rehab and rehabilitation. But, I don't think that he is anywhere close to coming back in this series from what I saw yesterday on the court and from what I've heard from the Warriors organization. This doesn't seem like anything where he could play tonight, nor do I think that if they needed him, he could play, right? This isn't just a pain tolerance issue. I think he's not even close to the point where he could say, actually, I'll go in there. I think we're still a couple games away at least.
All right. I test don't lie, Ramona. I appreciate you joining us here on Coast to Coast. And for folks at home, tonight on ESPN and ESPN Deportes, we'll have Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Trailblazers, Warriors, can they steal home court? We're talking about Portland. Stephen A. says they need to. Can they? That is the question. Both games streaming live on ESPN app, so you can catch and watch anywhere. David.
Carrie, just the other day, the Sixers losing to the Raptors in Game 7, and you see Joel Embiid overcome with emotion, crying. He's sort of one of those ugly cry faces where your face kind of contorts. There it is, because he was really feeling it. And I guess he's not ashamed of those emotions because, well, what's going on now?
Well, you know what I appreciate about him? He has changed his Gram handle as well as his Twitter handle to this, and he's given you a full view. He's given you a split screen. This is me here, and this is me on this side. And it's the lip thing that probably has so many people concerned. It's almost like, a little kid can't get their way. They do the lip thing. I don't want to do it fully because it's unattractive. And
then we would freeze that and use it against you on
and I would make
shots.
It my Twitter handle as well.
We almost
Joel,
did that to
it's
you
okay.
Today, by the way.
You're crying because you care. We appreciate you. It's the lips that threw everybody off, but we get it.
Okay. We got another situation here in hockey, Carrie. Another explain yourself. Yeah, controversy in St. Louis, overtime. Sharks win it after an obvious hand pass from Timo Meier led to the game winner. Hand passes are illegal. Here's how it sounded on Blues Radio.
A hand pass by San Jose, missed by Mark Jonette, Dan O'Rourke, Johnny Murray, and Matt McPherson. And they're going to call it a goal. And the Blues just fell victim to another horrific job by NHL officiating. And the NHL at this point in time has to be absolutely embarrassed by yet another officiating crew in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
All four refs just completely missed the call. It's pretty simple. He guided the puck with his glove. That's a hand pass, and they missed it. They did not see it. And because of it, the Sharks have taken a 2-1 series lead. So Kay Whitmore, the NHL supervisor of officials for the series, had this to say. It's a non-reviewable play. You can read between the lines. You can figure out what you want. You watch the video, but it's just non-reviewable. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but that's the truth.
Okay, here we go. I think they'll be reevaluating those rules, David. Still to come. Tiger Woods, a boring day. Well, that might be good for him. We're talking about the PGA Championship. We're live next on Coast to Coast.